the way this portray out to be that we have things of value that other people need from you. And they offer you up to their life, making it that it's to an excursion they haven't got time for. And we all have to thank that much when they don't even appreciate stuff brought on the table. And it's daunting to think we've lost love in life when we value ourselves above over all else. That's the moral of treason. As I mentioned them, but they needed to come along every once and a while. Matching the statement holds dear enough to muster the time bought with that value and stuff. The moral here is we suffice, without nothing stays, true to what we have. And appreciate the thought for ourselves. That is the spell that ties over all thought process. When did we have to know it's true to picture and act by God that can suffice? To replace the word nothing or stuff as substance is a part to rule making that I myself was tasked to do. The rules are taught as we go, along with others not to harass in earnest. And that's the real reason things are up to second guessing. And mark a chapter that we love to write to someone and make it about them in this book. The way the unorthodox power climbs knows no limit for ourselves. It's to reach enlightenment. To each his or her their own whim can suffice. Suffice is the ultimate do stuff when you have time or brought over the table in earnest thought. The moral decoder goes to be the new decay marks a chapter and replace the old with the new. Marking us a chapter we hold to things and substance is not the ultimate root word. Might as well grasp fate up to straws. And make the last thing follow suit in this tyranny age of apocalyptic terror. And make the last thing short to follow for others, leading them down a rabbit hole. We won't say rat hole. That's to the suspicion that appreciation's at others' whim, not expenses. Jason is in earnest a good sport, supposedly. To the truth, he is crazy to say the least. The meaning of good versus evil hardly catches up to that guy in reality. Making marks the chapter he gets kicked out of his home. As far as I can tell without visiting him. But I visit him. Even though there's one last time at Michael's when I got back from Cambodia. Like, we mentioned the Denisovan. To make amends that he'll see, if he spills it, about himself being in the closet. Not to regret nothing spells out to others fathoming is not there to place an individual, once manipulated by Jason. While he can't catch everything in thought of him as a power climbing. Which means to be right. As a homeless you may think? Yes, but it's not that, supposedly. Marking the end for a soul who's tricked to think himself matters to some. He doesn't understand the gestures that other races don't tolerate him. They don't think a Chinese guy or whatever should claim that he's a chink who can't think over all else. Has any real feelings? Is what he says. That one day in 2012. The day we have the moral they don't fathom next to the picture. I'm not writing names down to our inviolable demise. Marking in earnest, they don't appreciate him at the house. Is not what he did, it's what he didn't do. That matters. As a power climbing their soar, he's trying to talk and make it all about himself. To be the newest over everyone. The placement stands true if you look at that what we said. And wonder what I did politely to let others speak. I hope I'm not a class of my own. Like Jason is. Add insults can arm the moral conduct to go away. People appreciate your time when they have you to thank. But they don't always get it together all their times that need improving. Let that be known to Jason. It might save his life from the outtaker? In the future, you think? The reason the power climbs is the get up to mighty. They appreciate stuff bought only in our heads of clouded thoughts. Enough to tie over their lives. I keep saying that. But a thread of fate ties and woven the quit zone in the fabric of reality. Has onlookers even portray center stage of their life. Is white people's thinking that the ultimate truth that life sticks adhesive to stuff brought? Or substance over all else? They say playfully, in their heads. If you remove a thread, things go AWOL. Is in every white mind's thinking, process at a time? To command total attention, I did the least of, you think? No, I was a guest worth inviting over. That's what they took. Even without real man. Which I'll explain now. It's acceptance by your peers, the God told us. When they can't latch on, though if real man is weak. They just think one Asian how about the other. At that house. The moral anyway you slice it like a ninja game, they suffice to themselves. Or Fruit Ninja. I won't mention names, but you catch my drift. Michael loves me too. He thinks it's like definitely the daunting guy. And doesn't care how clean cut I viewed myself. Making matters mark a decision, outlasting coming over. Supposedly? Why did he act out? You're not doing it right as an Asian. That's Jason's forte. Is a little aggravating that we, ourselves, can't tell who we are. Not welcome, and it's the boys' attitude towards you, Robin would sum up. Like they attack her like we'd ever get along with Jason. Now it plays a hand. And whatever is not something that fixes the problem. No matter who it is at that house? I on the other hand am met with praise. Even without roach man or real man. That's why they think he's bogus. Never in life you wish upon others. That's not Jason's code, he thinks. I'm the one that shelters lives and make them who they are in the grand schemes, or long term. That makes life pressing. The next chapter is on the Jumbo the Tall. Chapter 23, and this is chapter 22. We're close to home. And all said and done, we value others' lives, and he thinks he's in love. Like I to Paulina, my soulmate. That's to Michael the faggot. And it's up to you to judge on how I use a spell to get rid of him. But vanity can't get rid of him. But that's to be proven. We have minds that conjure up stuff like spells. The way we see eye to eye is a testament to the lives that have made it. But one person I'm writing this has nowhere to be. Kick out, not governing their life. And makes matters worst for him. Is met with hatred and despair. Knows a long way from exile and confusion. That's Jason. That's to make it he's not adequate enough to govern only his own life. And make it Polly is to you is the real way to get piss off others, have it better. To some it may concern. But I just finish an anime, as I'm writing this to all of you this day we rue out, by Jason. It's Dan to Dan. A prostitution that gives him a sugar daddy to spill all there is to young people's lives, you won't believe is real. To egg him on to fuck a gay guy, Dave. As the sole proprietor that worsen, with age is, the elderly. To tie over everyone's life is, what I can't do, for him. Is tie over his life for him. That's to sum up the masses that you go down a rabbit hole yourself. And make it he's a homeless, right about now. Wishing he's not. The way it's not call out to everyone to their demise, it's fathom the truth of the matter. Most pressing at hand. For him to worry about. The moral act is not righteous, it's decay, not even decoder or any of that stuff. To call out for treason of conduct is right in your ears and eyes. At earshot. That you should resent it if it happens to is not having a home. That's all. Because once, he said, the life we rue is up for grabs, not to tolerate others in the year that has to come. 2008, you think? No, then I'd be a junior in high school. Not even the life you lead. Marks you with a barcode and don't care about that long enough for it to change. To be a better outcome. Even amongst friends, supposedly? They tell you if they're okay or fine with our friendship. And that's the truth. He shuts out and closes all doors. Not even shedding light. With the thought of Michael. To make whom, the most important in life has to be Jason, not admitting he's crazy. If he doesn't value himself. That you know whom thinks of manipulating and sabotaging. Is our old school phrase. When there's an evil supervillain, I said. There must be a sabotager. If there's a sabotager someone's getting advantage of, and manipulate people, I add in the present. In front of Michael. Making matters worse for him is all too easy. Just like Robin line wants me to use. A simple, that was easy. And condemn the to hell, and back is not my style. Or is it for the outtaker? He wants to say, he doesn't beg for forgiveness from you.